we're on to story number 2. So I believe one we did before, just to make sure, was Jeff Harman. So we're gonna start with the 2 15-minuters. First one, no such thing as an alpha. When a YouTuber makes a harmless joke about an alpha male streamer, things go worse than she could have imagined. Warning: misogyny, stalking, and violence. Length 15 minutes. Let's get into it. Once upon a time, there was a YouTuber. She made videos where she would do her makeup while talking about... I'm gonna pick TVs and movies. That's right, and she was just starting on a new video. Hey everybody, I'm Chili, and this is Netflix and Chill the fuck out. Today we're going to do something a bit different from usual. Today we're going to do, well, okay. I appreciate this fandom, and I always read through your comments and suggestions. But sometimes, just for funsies, I like to do something that were absolutely no one requested. Today is one of those days, and that's why we're going to talk about Teen Wolf. And no, this is about Derek. You already know my hot take on that one, which I never finished Teen Wolf. Yeah. She paused for a moment, giving herself space to edit in a funny sound effect, or graphic later, then continue with her monologue. In fact, this is not even the right Teen Wolf. Instead, I went to deep dive into the 1985 Michael J. Fox coming-of-age film, where the magic miracle of wolf puberty solved all of the boys' problems. It's kind of like the exact inverse of Ginger Snaps. Come to think of it, it's not a bad idea for your video, is it? Note to self. Do a video about gender politics of werewolves. Why do boys turn into alphas and girls become monsters? Anyway, before I get into it, there's a fun fact I want to share. There's no such thing as an alpha wolf. Seriously, do you know that? The original wolf study where that term was coined had been performed under really artificial conditions. The researcher spent the rest of his career trying to retract his findings. Under normal circumstances, wolves live in loving family packs. Sorry, not sorry. Marked territory. Was an infamous alpha streamer with about 10 times as many followers as a YouTuber. It never occurred to her that he might even notice her little joke, let alone care enough to take offense. She didn't think of anything of it at all. And so, in the last moments of peaceful oblivion that she would have for some time, finished recording her video, edited it, and uploaded it. At that point, it had been a very long day, so after checking to see that her video had published without issue, she silenced her phone and climbed into bed. Sweet dreams. The next morning, the YouTuber woke up to her sleep app's alarm screeching at her. Drowsily, she grabbed her phone to silence it. It was then she saw that the screen had been flooded with notifications. When the YouTuber woke up the next day, she found her phone flooded with notifications. There were DMs, emails, DMs, and even a missed call from her best friend. Feeling overwhelmed, she hardly knew where to start. Return the call? Call up her friend. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, her friend said before even a hello. So I haven't looked at any of it yet. Yeah. Oh, don't owe me. What happened? Well, you know the video you made last night? Yeah. Her friend inhaled sharply before answering. Actually, you should see this for yourself. Go to Mark Territory's channel. I'll stay online. Numbly, the YouTuber opened up her laptop and navigated to Territory's channel. Right there in the featured section with a thumbnail featuring her own face, capturing an unflattering moment. Next to it was Mark Territory's face frozen in an over-the-top grimace. Video title read, no such thing as an alpha? Oh god dang it, she muttered to herself. She watched the video. Oh, no. I'm Mark Territory. This is the Alpha Pack. The only pack where every wolf is an alpha. YouTuber rolled their eyes. A lot of you guys have been brought to my attention a call out from this makeup channel on Netflix and Chill the fuck out. Never heard of it, but let's watch and find out. YouTuber watched as her own video filled the screen. Territory's smug green screen face sat in one corner. Rapidly scrolling chat window filled the entire right hand side. Movies, huh? I bet this chick loves hentai. You know what I'm talking about. Snide comments aside, Mark pretended to snore through most of the opening. Once he hit the part where she made a joke about him, he became significantly more interested. Let's see. Do you see what she's doing here? Calling me out like that? She's trying to leverage my clout to boost her own. Let's pause the video for a second. Chat, how would you rate her based on this image? Be honest now. Chat went up filled with numbers. Looks like they were seeing a lot of 8s. So now we know why anybody would watch this. The girl could be talking about paint drying and she'd still be crawling with simps. But I guarantee you, if I brought it back to the beginning of the video, before the makeup went on, those numbers would be cut in half. This is what females do. Disguise themselves as something they aren't. Personally, I think she overdid it. This isn't your normal everyday makeup. It's attention-seeking makeup. What do I always say? If a woman is wearing too much makeup, she's cheating. Nah, stop watching. Disgusted, the YouTuber stopped watching the video. Well, that's about what I expected, she said. It isn't all, said her friend. Especially again, around the 20-minute mark. Did you just tell me? I can, but I know you, and you'll eventually watch it anyway. You may as well get over it while I'm here with you. You here felt a bit called out, but cannot argue the point. With a tired resignation, click to the time as instructed. Once more, you marked territory's voice filled with the room. But look, she really wants to try and prove me wrong. I see she's going to be at VidCon next week. Maybe at VidCon next week. You think she has the guts to do a collab? Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah, said her friend. Buford looked at her still growing DM count. It's resolved. You're not gonna do it, are you? Yeah. Good. Hey, I gotta go, but take care of yourself, okay? Let me know if you need to get out of the house for a while. Sure, thanks. She sat on her phone, took a deep breath, and started about cleaning up her social media. Well, let's see. I guess DMs. First DMs. She started with Twitter and clicked the first notification. Would it kill you? Me too, recalled. It was her first time receiving a nasty message on the internet, but to see it once so early while already feeling stressed hit her harder than she would have expected. Once the initial shock wore off, she felt embarrassed letting it get to her. Stupid, she muttered herself. You should be used to this by now. Where they blocked the user. Next message was even more repulsive, containing grotesque specifics of what the sender would like to do to her. She felt her hip grimace and couldn't report it quickly enough. After a dozen more, it became mechanical. Report and block, report and block. Wasn't all bad. Fans and friends and all strangers all reached out to her with sympathy and similar stories. She didn't have time to read them, but saved them for later. She had a feeling she was going to need them. Comment section. YouTuber turned off her comments for the video that set everything in motion. But the comments on the rest of her videos will be held for review before publishing. Attempting to turn everything off, but she had worked hard to build a strong community in the comments. She knew that there will be some hideous comments on other videos, but there were more urgent matters to deal with. So she called this one good for now. In Discord. Discord thankfully had volunteer mods who did a fantastic job of weeding out ne'er-do-wells, and the YouTuber was deeply relieved to see that they were on top of banning brigaders. However, they did ask her to help with one thing. She addressed the debate going on in general chat. What she found was a heated argument about whether she should collab with Mark Territory at VidCon and own him. Familiar, normally well-behaved posters were up in arms. So now they got to her weren't anything. She left a quick message thanking everyone for their support, announcing that she would not be doing any such video. Then she took a short break from her computer, stepping aside to have a good cry. Now that she had done some damage control, she psyched herself up for what needed to happen next. She needed to make a statement. And quickly, she shoved down a bowl of cereal, took a long shower, and made herself presentable and turned on the camera. Good morning to all my Netflix and chillers out there. I'm sure by now a lot of you have seen the reaction video by Mark Territory. Let me tell you, being brigaded by his deranged minions was the last thing I expected to wake up to today. I want to thank you for your support. So many cool people reached out to me with similar stories, but I'm still processing all of this and haven't had a chance to respond to any of you yet. But I just want to say it's incredibly heartening to know I'm not alone. There's been a lot of talk about whether I'm going to confront Territory at VidCon. Fans have been vocal. But I will not be intimidated. Let's put this to rest here. If my territory is this insecure or a tame little joke, that's his problem. I have no interest in engaging with him whatsoever. That will do for now. She posted the video. YouTube was not so optimistic. I think it would be the end of things, but it felt like a step in the right direction. Seeing her base support her decision brought her a great deal of relief, and she stuck around for a few hours, monitoring the comments and aggressively moderating all fronts of communication. She already signed off when her phone rang. She didn't recognize the number. Let's answer it. Hello, she answered? It was possible with the ear-splitting. Looks like she set the phone down and began to ring again. Notification popped up informing YouTuber that she had a voicemail. She put the phone on Do Not Disturb and flung it aside, flopping backwards on her bed. She had to figure her laptop back up or confront this. She knew, but she dreaded she would see when she opened that screen. Here's the Band-Aid. And she took a deep breath and opened her laptop. She sure she had been doxxed when she followed her led. Her 14 thread was her real name, phone number, and address posted for the whole world to see. Did what she could. She changed her phone number and all her passwords. She froze her credit card. She contacted the police, her lawyer, and Google. Further comments deleted her friend requests on all platforms, one after another, like playing whack-a-mole. Hours passed. She didn't even know that she had eaten lunch. When dinner time rolled around, her stomach snarled in protest. She'd take a break. Before she did, there was one last matter to attend. Gotta contact him. YouTuber knew this was exactly what he wanted. She knew the conversation would be unpleasant, but she also knew the territory cronies weren't about to listen to anyone else. Besides, she wasn't about to duck her head and let them harass her without standing up for herself. She composed an email with documented evidence of her doxing and a polite but firm request for him to speak to his fan base. It took 3 more emails, one including a hollow legal threat, before he finally agreed to address his fans. He had to wrap it up within minutes. What's up, Pac? Just thought I'd let you know it's coming to my attention that allegedly this myths. No such thing as Alpha's been doxxed, and I thought it might be time for a healthy reminder. She's not worth it. Probably we've seen her at VidCon soon enough. Once things are about resolved as they could be, the YouTuber treated herself to a nice scream in the pillow and put in the order for some takeout, and in that order. Okay, bubble tea. I like bubble tea. She heard bubble tea. YouTuber moved to her living room, leaving her phone and laptop behind. She went to look at another screen for the rest of the night. Down on her couch, she picked up a book to read. Although most of her attention was outside, as she was hungrily looked up at every car past her window, she was ravenous at this point, and knew that if there was anything in this world that would cheer her up, it was bubble tea. It was her tasty dinner chauffeur that caught her eye, however. Instead, she was sure she saw moving in her bushes. Double check doors. We rushed to the front door, double checking it was locked. It was, both deadbolt and handle, but before she could check the back door, she heard a rustling or moving outside, straight for a knock. Looked through the peephole and saw a face of an unknown man. He howled, laughed, and knocked again. Calling the cops, she bluffed. After all, her phone was still in her bedroom. Dread didn't seem to deter him. He kept pounding on the door, howling like a lunatic. YouTube on racing. What were her options here? She thought she would probably run for her phone. The last thing she wanted was an altercation with some deranged man. Thoughts were interrupted by the side of a car parked in front of her house. A large man entered the vehicle, plastic bag in hand. After he took one look at him and sprinted away. Tipped her handsomely. After that, the YouTuber stopped going out. She spent more time in front of the screen, worked for hours on end secure channel, community and personal privacy. Before she knew it, was time for con. Something she had looked forward to so intensely before had become a source of dread. She had worked hard to get to this point, and she was damned if she was going to let her fans down by skipping out. All she could do was go in with her head held high and hope she wouldn't run into him. He found her within an hour of her arrival. He walked right up to her, followed by a cameraman. Hey, there she is. It's... what's her name again? Turned to the cameraman, who shrugged. Whatever. What do you have to say for the Alpha Pack? She had a microphone in her face, and she said, nah, screw him. Alphas still aren't real. And before he could reply, she turned and walked away. Hey, he shouted after her. Don't you walk off while I'm talking to you. He sure kept walking. She wasn't about to let him ruin this for her. For the most part, YouTuber enjoyed her time at the con. She met other creators, greeted fans, and made new friends. And sure, she spent the entire time looking over her shoulder, but that was simply her new normal these days. Afterwards, she climbed an offer for a ride home. After all, her hotel was within walking distance. I would take the ride home. After a warm summer night, a bright full moon, and for the first time in a month, the YouTuber felt like maybe things were going to be okay. Maybe momentarily forgot about marked territory until she heard that wolf howl. This time it wasn't some random a-hole yipping at her, it was the sound of an animal. A big one. The YouTuber was gripping her pace, but ominous sounds continued. She heard another howl, and this went closer in the shuffling footsteps of an animal. Focused as she was on the sound, she made a wrong turn, not realizing until she had already halfway down the alley's dead end. She faced nothing but the bare side of a building. A shadow fell over her. She could smell a fetid breath, the blood, and overwhelming scent entirely too similar to that of a filthy dog. Chill, it growled. The voice was deep and humane and altogether too close. She said, "Don't do this, Mark." The voice laughed behind her. "Turn around," it ordered. With her fist, she turned slowly. The wolf was enormous, with matted fur and thick streams of drool dripping from its muzzle. "Look at me," the beast ordered. "This is the face of a true alpha. It's the first, the last thing you will ever meet. A quality male." The werewolf coughed. An awful sound somewhere between a laugh and a bark. The YouTuber looked up at him, hands shaking with adrenaline. "It never had to come to this," she said. "So what?" The wolf laughed. But it would not be laughed for long. Well, the YouTuber's skin began to pulse. Her skin peeled back to reveal an impossibly deep void. Within the endless abyss, an uncomfortable number of eyes opened, and an uncomfortable amount of tendrils emerged. Vera stepped back. "What the?" "Oh, God," said I answered. She opened his mind. Every eye within her focused at once, each one of them looking not at the werewolf but into him. He in turn had no choice but to look back. In those eyes he saw truths of the universe that no man or werewolf was ever meant to see. He experienced the entire presence of an uncaring universe in a matter of seconds. Though nothing physical had changed, the werewolf's eyes blazed over. His gaze went beyond the goddess, seeing nothing and everything. Saliva steadily dripping from his slack-jawed muzzle. The goddess zipped up her human suit and snapped her fingers in front of him. No response. Satisfied, she made her way back to the hotel. Next day, the YouTuber returned to con, continuing right where she left off. Earlier in the day, another creator approached the YouTuber that had bonded yesterday over their experiences being harassed by Mark. There was no shortage of glee in her new friend's eyes, she asked in a hushed tone. "You know what happened to Mark territory?" "No, what happened?" "He's in the hospital. Apparently he's unconscious but totally not responsive. They think he has a stroke or something." Yes. "You're a stroke by this age? What are the odds?" "No, don't care. It's basic karma as far as I'm concerned." Keeper chuckled. Of course, she felt exactly the same way. "Anyway, fuck that guy. I bet it's way off your shoulders, huh?" It wasn't. Not really. Her inner world Mark had been satisfying, and she certainly had no regrets, but ultimately not much had changed. He would still find himself looking over her shoulder and tensing up at the sight of unexpected pings and messages. Mark territory wasn't the end. He was only the beginning. And unfortunately for the YouTuber, she suspected there would be yet more blood in the future. While the same, she smiled at her friend. Yes, she lied. I feel a lot better now. Story. Okay. That was, yeah, that was No Such Thing as Alpha, Ghost Clown. So even though it's 15 minutes, it did take me 20 minutes to go through it. So considering that, usually I like to make videos around 20 minutes. We'll just end it right there with that one. We'll do one story at a time. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stories, and I've done 2 so far. So this is Feral Campfire Collection. If you haven't watched the first video I did on this game, where I did the on the far right story for Jeff Harman, 2 Rings. If you haven't watched that one, I suggest you do. It's also a good one, and it's a bit shorter, as you see, 4 minutes. But if not, hopefully you enjoyed this video and you like the story as well. Next one will probably be the bad dog Seth Paxton. So okay, not stay, but stay. I don't know what I said, but stay tuned for that. So that'll be out pretty soon as well. But yeah. hopefully you enjoyed this video. Of course, if you did, like, share, comment, subscribe, either for the video or the story. If you know, want to play the rest of the, well, not play, but read the rest of the stories yourself, of course, everything will be in the description below for you to play this game, as well as, you know, every other video. Every game is always in the description. So hopefully you had a good day, good yesterday, and better tomorrow, and I will catch y'all in the next video.